the start of a brand new season, and some brand new antagonists that we have yet to be introduced to in episode 1. So, let's quickly get into that. What is up, everybody? It's Gabriel. Welcome back to the channel. Today's going to be a video on Season 3, Episode 1, or Episode 101 of Beyblade X. Let's get into it. So we first start off with a prologue, which I don't think any other season and episode has had. I don't think Season 1, Episode 1 had a prologue, nor did... No, actually I think Season 1, Episode 1's prologue was the Team Pendragon battle, but I know Season 2 didn't have a prologue. But Season 3 has a prologue where, even though Tenka left Team Persona, she's still shown on a billboard of Team Persona, meaning she had enough impact to be significant enough to be part of Team Persona. So that's really cool of a detail, because I thought that Tenka would just be out of the show at this point, because Tenka has already, fulfilled her character journey in trying to defeat her mother. Even though she didn't defeat her mother, she got what she wanted. But it's still really cool that in this first episode of season 3, we still get Tenka, so which is really awesome. The next moment we have is Team Persona getting new CX upgrades. This is also shown in the prologue, and we already know what each part of their upgrades belong to, and it belongs to one whole bay by the name of Emperor Might. Emperor Might is being released, I think, next month. I don't really know, but Emperor Might is going to be one of the next Beyblade releases, and Emperor Might has the Might main blade, which is seen on Wizard Arc, which is now called Wizard Might. And then we have the Heavy Assist blade, which is the metal assist blade that we see on Brave Dran, or Dran Brave. So it's going to be Dran Brave Heavy 660 Vortex. And then we finally have the bit and ratchet combination, which is Operate, which goes on Reaper Incendio, or Hell's Reaper. So that's sort of what we see for the upgrades. After the prologue, we get to Team Persona doing a fan meet, where they battle against their fans. And honestly, this moment in the episode was honestly one of my personal favorites, because up till this point, we haven't really seen a Team Persona fan meet type of event ever in the series, but seeing as we have one now is really cool, and I feel it's a really cool concept that should be touched upon in more episodes. But seeing as this is Season 3, Episode 1, I think it's only going to be exclusive to this episode. And from the clips that I watched, I think the event that happened after the fan meet, or in between the fan meet, is that Nine Krosu shows up. I don't think she introduces herself as Nine Krosu, because that moment happens later on in the episode, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But what I noticed in the preview for Season 3, its trailer, I thought that Nine Krosu was using a yellow recolor of a Beyblade. But no, apparently Nine Krosu was using Wizard Arrow, which for some reason she's better using Wizard Arrow than Multi is getting a tie between Dran Brave, because she's a Krosu. What do you expect? But it's kind of shocking, because you would never expect Wizard Arrow to be heading toe-to-toe with Dran Brave, a CX Bay, when Wizard Arrow is a BX Bay. It's quite interesting, and shows how strong the Krosu family is. Then we get on to the most shocking part of the episode, where we see the Krosu family, 8 Krosu specifically, and every other Krosu member defeating every other minor character, every other side character. Every character gets defeated by one of the Krosu family members. Honestly, again, this shows how strong the Krosu family is. The Krosu family is actually kind of cracked here, because, I mean, defeating every single side character in like all knockout finishes is a feat that only Common X could do, which again, it shows how strong the Krosu family really is, because they're formidable. They made a whole second tower just for the Krosu family to take over X City. But we'll get to that when we get to that, when Nine Krosu explains why she's, there. We then see Nine Krosu crashing Komaba Sushi. And you want to know how she got into Komaba Sushi? A jetpack. What in the sci-fi are we doing here? Because, keep in mind, up until this point, we haven't really seen any type of jetpack or any type of technological advancements beyond, like, the 4X system and the Beyblades. Which made me floored that Nine Krosu had a jetpack that she could use to fly into the window to sneak into Komaba Sushi, specifically into Bird and X's room. Quite shocking to me, but it doesn't get explained, and I don't know if they're gonna be utilizing Nine Krosu's jetpack in the series, like, to help with certain things, but we'll have to see. We also get some lore drop that Nine Krosu is only here because she wants to help defeat the Krosu family. Because, again, as I mentioned earlier, they made a whole nother tower to try and take down X City. But the thing is, she's the weakest out of all the Krosu family members, so she feels like if she's with Team Persona, she'll be able to help defeat the Krosu family. And basically, yada yada stuff, and she said, if they don't defeat the Krosu family, X City's at stake. So, we kinda got a setup for what we have for Season 3 moving onward. And that's the episode, at least from what I gathered from the clips that I researched online, on YouTube specifically. So, I think the episode is a really good starter on just how powerful our antagonists will be. Because the antagonist, I don't think the antagonist is just going to be solely like a team anymore. It's going to be a whole family of overpowered beings defeating every other side character. So, what does this hold for Beyblade X Season 3? Honestly, I think Nine Krosu is going to play the same role that Tenka did in Season 2. As she's going to be part of Team Persona and not part of Team Persona at the same time. But the thing is, we don't know what base she's going to be using. We don't know if it's going to be Emperor Might itself, even though we see her being represented with Emperor Might as her Bey in the intro. But it's not confirmed whether or not Emperor Might will be her Beyblade. So, that's just up to speculation. Anyway guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys heard some paper rustling in the background as I spoke, that's because I had an actual bullet point script to go over the points of the episode as I shown on my Discord server. So yeah, again, anyway guys, that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Tune in next time. Goodbye folks.